If your battery mower is somewhere between 3 and 5 years old right now, this video is for you. Not because it's broken. Because it's about to become a problem you didn't budget for. And most people don't see it coming until they're already standing in a half-mowed yard wondering why a machine that cost them $600 feels like it's already dying. I've been working on yard equipment for over 10 years. Walk-behinds, riders, battery platforms, gas engines, you name it. I'm not here to tell you battery mowers are bad. A lot of them are genuinely good tools. What I am here to tell you is that there's a very specific thing that happens around year 4 or 5 that nobody warned you about when you bought it. And by the time you feel it, you're already deep in a cost problem. Here's the catch: battery mowers don't usually fail all at once. They slowly become not worth it. That's the real story. And that's what we're going to break down today. Before we get into the mistakes, here's something most people miss. The third mistake on this list is the one I see almost every single week. And the fix costs almost nothing. Keep watching. Let's start with why the first few years feel so good. You pull it out of the box, charge it up, and it just works. No gas, no oil, no pull cord fighting you on a cold morning. It starts every single time. It's quiet. The neighbors don't hate you. And the runtime is solid. You mow the whole yard, maybe have some charge left over. It feels efficient. It feels modern. It feels like you made a smart call. And honestly, you probably did. For the first 2 or 3 years, most battery mowers deliver exactly what the box promises. The battery holds charge well. The motor runs clean. The deck moves smooth. There's nothing wrong. So you start to think, this thing is basically maintenance free. I just charge it and mow. Easy. That feeling is exactly the trap. Because what's actually happening during those early seasons is invisible. Every single charge cycle is quietly counting down. A battery cycle means one complete charge and discharge, basically every time you use the mower and plug it back in. Most lithium-ion packs are rated for somewhere between 500 and 800 of those cycles before capacity starts dropping noticeably. At twice a week mowing through a 6-month season, you're burning through maybe 50 cycles a year. By year 4, you're already past 200. By year 5, you might be approaching 300 or more. And that's if you've been treating the battery perfectly. Most people haven't been. Here's where it gets expensive. It's not just the cycle count. It's everything piling up at once. The battery is losing capacity. It doesn't hold as much charge as it used to. What used to get you through the whole yard now gets you through 2/3 of it. You start having to go back in, grab the charger, wait 30 minutes, finish the job. That's annoying. But it's not the whole picture. The blade has probably been dulling for 2 or 3 seasons. A dull blade doesn't just cut ugly. It forces the motor to work harder every second it's chewing through thick grass. Instead of slicing clean, it's tearing and grinding. That means higher current draw. Higher current draw means more heat inside the battery. More heat means faster degradation. So a dull blade isn't just a cut quality issue. It's quietly killing your battery faster. The deck underneath the mower has been collecting compacted grass, dried mud, and debris since day one. All that buildup creates drag. More drag means more resistance. More resistance means the motor is pulling harder than it should be every single pass. The battery drains faster. It runs hotter. It ages quicker. And then there's where you've been storing it. If that mower and its batteries have been sitting in a hot garage or a metal shed through the summers, that's a problem. A battery left fully charged in a hot garage through the summer isn't just sitting there. It's aging faster even when you're not mowing. Heat is one of the worst things that can happen to a lithium-ion cell. A sweltering metal shed in July can push air temperatures well past 100 degrees Fahrenheit. At those temperatures, a fully charged battery is under significant thermal stress. Thermal stress means the heat is slowly cooking the cells from the inside. It's like leaving the battery on slow burn, season after season. So by year 5, you've got reduced capacity from normal cycle aging, extra degradation from heat exposure, extra strain on the motor from a dull blade and a dirty deck, and possibly a charger that's been running hot itself for years. None of these things broke the mower. But all of them together? That's what makes a 5-year-old battery mower feel like a dying machine. The 5-year problem is usually a cost problem before it ever becomes a total failure problem. Let's talk about the mistakes directly. Because this is where most people make it worse. The most common mistake I see is storing the battery fully charged in a hot space all summer long. You finish mowing in late fall, plug it in to top it off, and leave it. That battery sits at 100% charge in a hot garage from November through March. Wrong move. Storing lithium ion at full charge in high heat accelerates cell degradation faster than almost anything else. The right move is to store it at around 40 to 60% charge, in a cool, dry indoor space. Not the garage. Not the shed. Inside the house if you can manage it. That one habit alone can meaningfully extend the usable life of your pack by a full season or more. The second mistake is running the battery dead every single time. Some people think that's good practice, like you're conditioning it. That's old nickel-cadmium thinking. Lithium-ion batteries do not benefit from being run to zero. In fact, deep discharges below 20% add stress to the cells. The right approach is to try to keep it in the 20 to 80% range during regular use. You don't need to be obsessive about it. But try not to run it to the ground every session. The third mistake is the one I see constantly. People go straight to buying a new battery without diagnosing the actual problem first. This is a real money trap. You notice the runtime is short, you assume the battery is dead, you spend $200 to $350 on a replacement pack, and then discover the real issue was a dirty deck, a dull blade, or a failing charger. The battery was just showing symptoms of those other problems. You fixed the wrong thing. Before you spend $1 on a new battery, check these 3 things first: blade sharpness, deck cleanliness, and charger behavior. All 3 of those can make a battery look bad when the battery itself is fine. The fourth mistake is using a dull blade on thick, wet spring grass. Early season grass after winter is dense, heavy, and full of moisture. Running a blade that's been sitting since last October through that grass without sharpening it first is one of the highest load situations you can put a battery mower through. The current draw spikes. The battery heats up fast. You're doing in one session what would normally take several to age that pack. Sharpen the blade at the start of every season. That's not optional. It's the cheapest maintenance item you have, and it protects everything downstream. The fifth mistake is washing the mower with a direct stream of water. I get it. There's grass caked everywhere and a hose is right there. But blasting water directly at the battery terminals, the charging port, and the motor housing is how you get slow corrosion on the electrical connections. Those blackened, oxidized terminals don't just look bad. They create resistance in the circuit. Resistance means heat. Heat means more battery stress. Clean the deck with a brush and a damp cloth, not a pressure washer. Turn it off and tip it back before you clean underneath. Keep water away from anything electrical. The sixth mistake is buying cheap third-party battery packs without checking compatibility and quality. I understand the appeal. You see a 50% cheaper battery online and you think you're being smart. Sometimes it works out. A lot of the time, it doesn't. Inconsistent cell quality means some of those packs degrade faster than the original. Worse, some third-party packs don't communicate properly with the BMS, which is the battery management system, basically the small computer inside the battery pack that controls charging, discharge rate, and temperature protection. When the BMS can't read the pack correctly, you can get overcharging, overheating, or sudden shutdowns. If you're going third-party, research the specific brand carefully and check compatibility reviews, not just star ratings. Now let's talk about what you should actually do if your mower is already in the 4 to 5 year window. If your mower is sitting in the garage right now, go check the battery date stamp and think about how hot that storage space gets in summer. Most packs have a manufacture date printed or stamped somewhere on the label. If it's past 4 years old and you've been storing in heat, expect capacity to be noticeably reduced, maybe 30 to 50% below original runtime. Here's the self-check flow. First, check the runtime. Is it significantly shorter than when the mower was new? Not just a little shorter. Meaningfully shorter. Like you used to finish the whole lawn and now you're stopping to recharge midway. That's a red flag. Second, does the battery get noticeably hot during use? Warm is normal. Hot to the touch after 30 minutes is a sign of accelerated degradation or high internal resistance. Third, look at the terminals on both the battery and the mower. If you see black residue, green corrosion, or any signs of burning or melting, that's a problem. Clean corrosion with a dry brush and a little contact cleaner. If the terminal is physically damaged or melted, stop using that pack and that mower until you figure out why. Fourth, watch the charger. Does it take significantly longer than it used to? Does it flash error codes or strange light patterns? Chargers degrade too, and a failing charger can either undercharge the pack or stress it during the charging cycle. Fifth, check the blade and the deck. Flip the mower back, look at the blade edge, look at how much pack debris is under the deck. If the blade is visibly rounded and dull, and the deck looks like a compacted layer of old grass and mud, fix those before you draw any conclusions about the battery. After you go through that list, here's how to judge where you stand. If the battery is 3 to 4 years old, runtime is down by about 20 to 30%, and everything else checks out, you're probably looking at normal aging. Keep using it. Adjust your habits going forward. Clean the deck, sharpen the blade, store it cooler, and stop running it to zero. You likely have another season or two left. If the battery is 4 to 5 years old and runtime has dropped more than 40%, it heats up fast, and the charger is behaving oddly, you're in the gray zone. Here you need to honestly ask yourself, how much is a replacement battery for your platform? And how close is that number to just buying a new mower on sale with a fresh battery included? On several popular platforms, a replacement battery pack costs $200 to $350. Some flagship packs run even higher. If you can get a new machine with a battery for $500 or $600 during a seasonal sale, the math starts shifting. Replacement cost is getting close to total replacement value. That's the math trap the 5-year problem puts you in. If the battery is physically swollen, if the casing is cracked or warped, if you smell something chemical or burnt when you're near it, stop. Do not keep using that battery. Do not try to charge it. Do not try to open it. A swollen lithium-ion pack is a fire and chemical hazard. Same goes for any pack that's leaking, has melted terminals, or gets dangerously hot during a normal charge cycle. These situations require safe disposal, not a DIY fix. This is the hard line. Cell-level repairs, battery rewiring, and BMS modifications are not for regular homeowners. Take it to a qualified technician or dispose of it at a proper battery recycling location. Don't mess with it. Let's talk about what most people get wrong on the troubleshooting side, because misreading symptoms costs real money. If your mower starts fine but slows down dramatically after 5 to 10 minutes, that's often voltage sag. Voltage sag means the battery holds up fine under light load but drops power fast under real demand. Think of it like a garden hose that looks fine until you open it all the way and suddenly the pressure drops. That symptom usually points to an aging battery with high internal resistance. But before you replace the pack, check whether a clogged deck or a dull blade is making the load heavier than it should be. If one battery works and another one from the same platform performs terribly, the weak pack might just need reconditioning. Sometimes a pack that's been deep discharged and left sitting for months will appear dead but can be brought back slowly with a proper charger. Other times, one cell in the pack has failed while the rest are fine. Short of opening the pack and testing individual cells, which again is not something most people should attempt, your options are limited. But at minimum, confirm it's actually the battery and not a connection or contact issue first. If the mower is completely dead, won't respond to anything, the first thing to check is whether the safety key or interlock is seated properly. After that, check the terminals. After that, check whether the charger is actually delivering charge to the pack. A charger that looks functional might have a broken internal fuse or failed output stage. Swap in a known good charger if you can before concluding the battery is toast. If the charger is blinking a fault code, look up the specific blink pattern for your model. Most platforms have fault codes documented in the manual or on the manufacturer's site. A fast blink usually means the pack is too hot to charge. Let it cool completely, at least an hour in a room temperature environment, and try again. A steady fault light after cooling down points to a battery issue. A fault that appears immediately even with a cool pack often means a failed cell or BMS fault. Here's the bonus tip. And honestly, this one surprises most people when I tell them. The single most effective thing you can do to extend your battery mower's life going into year 4 and 5 has nothing to do with the battery itself. It's the blade and the deck. A sharp blade running on a clean deck draws significantly less current. Less current means less heat. Less heat means slower battery aging. The difference in runtime between a freshly sharpened blade on a clean deck versus a dull blade on a clogged deck can be dramatic, sometimes 20 to 30%. That means your old battery might actually have more useful life left than you think. You just need to remove the artificial load you've been putting on it. Sharpen your blade at the start of every season. Some people do it mid-season too if they have a large lawn. Clean the underside of the deck every 2 to 3 mows. It takes 5 minutes. It's not glamorous. But it's the cheapest performance upgrade you have, and it protects the most expensive component you own. The battery rotation strategy also matters if you run 2 packs. Don't use one pack until it's exhausted every time while the other one sits fully charged. Rotate them. Run the first one to about 40%, switch to the second, run that one down, then charge both together. That balances the aging across both packs and keeps neither one sitting at extreme states of charge for extended periods. Now I want to hear from you. Go check your mower right now. Look at the battery date. Feel how hot your storage space gets. Look at your blade. What year is your mower? Has your runtime dropped first, or did your charger start acting up first? Are you planning to replace the battery and keep the platform, or are you thinking about switching entirely? Drop that in the comments. I read them. And if you're on the fence about whether your mower is still worth saving or whether it's time to move on, tell me what platform you're on and how old the pack is. We can work through the math together. Battery mowers often don't fail all at once. They slowly become not worth it. The ones who come out ahead are the ones who see that coming before they're already standing in the middle of a half-mowed lawn holding an empty pack and a repair bill. Don't let that be you. Go check the garage tonight.